Hi folks, and welcome to the quiz that's fully loaded with trivia questions and fun facts. Let's have a look at what's in store. Today's quiz is over 6 rounds. It has a total of 75 questions and it's 1 point for each correct answer. A score of over 40 is good, but a score of over 60, that's excellent. Round 1 is your trivia round, 10 open questions. Good luck. Let's crack on with the quiz. Question 1. What is the largest breed of penguin? That is the emperor penguin. Question 2. Who wrote the classic horror novel Dracula? That was written by Bram Stoker. Question 3. Which actress portrayed Bridget Jones in the film Bridget Jones's Diary? And that was Renée Zellweger. Question 4. Cu is the chemical symbol for which metal on the periodic table? That is a chemical symbol for copper. Question 5. The All Blacks is the nickname of which country's national rugby team? And that would be New Zealand. Question 6. Which animal comes first alphabetically in the English dictionary? And the correct answer here is aardvark. Question 7. Triskaidekaphobia is the fear of which number? It is the fear of number 13. Question 8. How old was Elvis Presley when he died? He was 42. Question 9. Who is the current Vice President of the United States? And that is J.D. Vance. Question 10. In which country would you find the gambling and entertainment resort known as Sun City? You would find it in South Africa. Hopefully everybody found that round relatively easy. Round 2 is on food and drink. Let's go. Quiz question number 11. In Scottish slang, a wee dram is a small measure of what? Is that brandy, rum or whiskey? It is a measure of whiskey. The phrase a wee dram is affectionately used in Scotland to refer to a small serving of whiskey, often shared socially. Wee means small, and dram comes from an old apothecary measurement. Question 12. Traditionally, what is sushi wrapped in? It is normally wrapped in seaweed. Question 13. Which rare and expensive spice is derived from the stigma of a crocus flower? Is that cardamom, saffron or vanilla? The correct answer here is saffron. Question 14. Which fruit is traditionally used to flavour a classic Black Forest gateau? And it is flavoured with cherry. Black Forest gateau is a German dessert made with chocolate sponge, whipped cream and cherries, often soaked in cherry brandy. My personal favourite. Question 15. What is the main ingredient in a traditional pesto sauce? That is basil. Question 16. Which French dish is made by slowly cooking duck in its own fat? And that would be duck confit. Duck confit is a traditional French method of preservation where the duck is salted, then slowly cooked and stored in its own fat for flavour and tenderness. Question 17. What is the alcoholic base of a classic margarita cocktail? Would that be gin, tequila, or vodka? The correct answer is tequila. Question 18. Popular in Russian and Eastern Europe, what is the drink kvass made from? Is it made from beetroot, evaporated milk, or fermented rye bread? It is made from fermented rye bread. Kvass is a traditional Slavic drink. It has a slightly tangy taste, low alcohol content, and has been enjoyed for centuries as a refreshing, mildly fizzy beverage. Question 19. Which Japanese dish consists of raw fish served without rice? And that would be sashimi. And question 20. Which fruit has a variety called Cavendish, which is the most commonly sold variety worldwide? Would that be apple, banana, or orange? It is a variety of banana. The Cavendish banana is the variety you'll nearly find in every supermarket. It's prized for its durability during shipping and became dominant after the Panama disease wiped out its predecessor in the mid-20th century. Moving on to round 3, it is 10 mixed format questions on planet Earth. Quiz question number 21. What was the name of the supercontinent that existed around 300 million years ago? That was called Pangaea. Question 22. The Fujita scale is used to measure what? It is used to measure tornado intensity. The Fujita scale was developed in 1971 by meteorologist Dr. Tetsuya Fujita. It measures tornado intensity based on the damage caused from F0 to F5. Question 23. Which continent is the driest continent on Earth? Is that Antarctica, Africa, or Asia? And technically, Antarctica is the correct answer. Question 24. What is the name for molten rock before it erupts from a volcano? Is that called basalt, lava, or magma? It is called magma. Molten rock is called magma when it's trapped beneath the Earth's surface under intense high pressure. It becomes lava as soon as it erupts. Same stuff, different name, different conditions. Question 25. The Earth's core is predominantly made of which metal? The correct answer is iron. Question 26. Which is the most abundant chemical element in the Earth's crust? The correct answer is oxygen. I didn't know this. Oxygen makes up nearly 46% of the Earth's crust by weight. It's found mostly in the form of oxides and silicate minerals like quartz and feldspar. Question 27. In which country would you find the peak of K2, the second highest mountain in the world? Is that in China, India or Pakistan? It is in Pakistan. Question 28. Siberia is a major region in which country? You would find it in Russia. Siberia covers nearly 10% of the Earth's land surface, but holds less than 0.5% of the world's population, making it one of the most sparsely populated regions on the planet. Question 29. What do we call the point on the Earth's surface directly above an earthquake? Is that the epicentre, the focal point, or the midpoint? It is called the epicentre. And question 30. What causes the sound of thunder after a lightning strike? Is it clouds colliding, expanding air, or static discharge? It is expanding air. Thunder is caused by the rapid expansion of air heated by a lightning bolt. The lightning superheats the surrounding air, creating a shock wave that we hear as thunder. Round 4 is your picture it round. 10 pictures, just guess the dog or cat breed. Quiz question number 31. Can you name this dog breed? That is a Welsh Corgi. Question 32. Can you name this dog breed? That is a Dalmatian. Question 33. Can you name this cat breed? That is a Sphinx. Question 34. Can you name this dog breed? This one is a Dachshund. Question 35. How about this cat breed? That is a Scottish Fold. Question 36. Name this cat breed. This one is a Bengal cat. Question 37. How about this dog breed? And this is Max, my dog. He is a working Cocker Spaniel. Question 38. Can you name this cat breed? This one is a Maine Coon. Question 39. How about this dog breed? That is an Afghan hound. And question 40, last one in this round. Can you name this cat breed? That is a Russian blue. Let me know in the comments if you're a dog or a cat person. I love both, but I am allergic to cats, unfortunately. How good is your memory for music? Because this week, round 5 is on 1990s music. Quiz question number 41. Which French electronic duo released the song Around the World in 1997? That was Daft Punk. Question 42. Which rock band released the album OK Computer in 1997? Was that Blur, Oasis or Radiohead? It was released by Radiohead. Question 43. Which rap icon's posthumous hit Changes was released in 1998? That was Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur's Changes was released 2 years after his death, becoming one of his most iconic and enduring tracks worldwide. Question 44. Which Icelandic artist had an international success with It's Oh So Quiet? That was Bjork. Question 45. Which group had a worldwide hit with Boom 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 in 1999? That was the Venga Boys. Question 46. Which Dutch group topped the international charts with No Limit in 1993? Was that Too Unlimited, La Bouche or Technotronic? The correct answer was Too Unlimited. Question 47. The hit Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve was the subject of a legal dispute with which other band? Was that the Beatles, Pink Floyd or the Rolling Stones? The dispute was with the Rolling Stones. The Verve sampled an orchestral version of The Last Time by the Rolling Stones. They lost the legal battle, as well as the rights and royalties to the song, until the Stones returned them in 2019. Question 48. Which artist sang Genie in a Bottle in 1999? That was sung by Christina Aguilera. Question 49. Which group had an international hit with Mbop in 1997? and that was the group Hanson. And question 50, who released the 1997 hit Torn, originally written by the band Edna Swap? And that was sung by Natalie Imbruglia.
Now, if you made it this far in the quiz and you're enjoying the quiz, do me a favour, give the video a thumbs up. It's the best way you can support my channel and any other small channels that you enjoy. If you do want to subscribe, I've made it really easy for you. I've put a QR code up on the screen, scan it with your phone and it will take you straight to the subscribe button. Right, back to the quiz. Round 6 is 25 mixed format general knowledge questions. Good luck.
Quiz question number 51. Which European capital is often called the City of Light? That is the city of Paris. Question 52. What nationality was Dracula author Bram Stoker? Was he English, Irish or Scottish? He was in fact Irish. Question 53. Which city was home to the world's first modern stock exchange that traded company shares? Was that Amsterdam, London or New York? The correct answer is Amsterdam. The Amsterdam Stock Exchange was founded in 1602 by the Dutch East India Company. It was the first to trade actual company shares, making it the world's first true stock market. Question 54. How many categories of Nobel Prizes are there? There are 6 categories of Nobel Prize. These include physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, peace and economic sciences, which was added in 1969 and is officially a memorial prize in Alfred Nobel's name. Question 55. American Gothic is a painting by which artist? Is that Edward Hopper, Norman Rockwell or Grant Wood? The correct answer is Grant Wood. Question 56. Which gemstone is made of crystallised carbon? That would be a diamond. Question 57. In which Moroccan city would you find the Jama Al Fanat Square? You would find it in Marrakesh. Jama El Fanat is the bustling heart of Marrakesh, famous for its street performers, food stalls and night markets. Question 58. The word ameliorate means what? It means to make better or improve. Question 59. In which country is the Salar-de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flat, located? They are in Bolivia. The Salar-de Uyuni span over 10,000 square kilometres and create a stunning mirror effect when lightly covered with water, a magnet for photographers and travellers worldwide. Question 60. Groom Lake, also known as Homey Airport, is more commonly known as what US government testing facility? Is that Area 51, Camp David, or NORAD? That is Area 51. Question 61. Who shot and killed Lee Harvey Oswald, the man accused of assassinating US President John F. Kennedy? He was Jack Ruby. Question 62. The archipelago of Svalbard belongs to which country? Does it belong to Denmark, Iceland, or Norway? It belongs to Norway. Svalbard is a remote Arctic archipelago that belongs to Norway, known for its polar bears, glaciers, and the world's northernmost settlements. Question 63. Who had a hit song with the song I'm Every Woman in 1978? That was Chaka Khan. Question 64. What is unusual about the Italian cheese casu marzu? Is it that it contains maggots, it's aged underwater, or it's served frozen? It does contain maggots. Casu marzu is a traditional Sardinian cheese that contains live maggots, which soften the texture. It's banned from commercial sale in the EU, but still eaten locally. Question 65. In which year did the original Star Trek series first air on US television? Was that 1963, 66, or 69? It first aired in 1966. Question 66. Semaphore is a system of sending messages using what? The correct answer is flags. Semaphore uses specific positions of handheld flags or mechanical arms to visually represent letters and numbers, often used in maritime and military signalling. Question 67. Who played Dr. Gregory House in the US medical drama House? He was played by Hugh Laurie. Question 68. What is the fruit of an oak tree called? And that would be an acorn. Question 69. What was the name of Ghana before it gained independence from Britain in 1957? Was it called the Ashanti Union, the Gold Coast, or Upper Volta? It was known as the Gold Coast. It was named for its rich gold resources, gained independence from Britain in 1957, becoming the first sub-Saharan African country to break free from colonial rule. Question 70. In which organ of the human body would you find the bronchioles? Would you find them in the brain, liver, or lungs? You would find them in the lungs. Question 71. What is the official currency of Thailand? and that is the bat. Question 72. What winemaking region of Italy is known for producing Prosecco? Is that Piedmont, Tuscany or Veneto? The correct answer is Veneto. Veneto is in northeast Italy. It is the primary region where Prosecco is produced, a light sparkling wine made mostly from the Galera grape. Question 73. The Bay Harbour Butcher is the serial killer nickname of which TV character? And that is Dexter Morgan from the show Dexter. Question 74. Who composed the 1816 opera The Barber of Seville? Was that Puccini, Rossini or Verdi? It was composed by Rossini. Question 75. In relation to contactless payments, what does NFC stand for? It stands for Near Field Communication. And that concludes today's quiz. I'll leave you with one final bonus question worth 2 bonus points on the screen. Remember to post your score in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, show some love, smash that like button, and why not try out these other quizzes here? Bye for now.